Hi cuties! I hope you guys are doing so well. Today I'm going to be trying out claw nail tips. I am so excited for this. Honestly, I am more excited for this than I've been excited to try something in a really long time. These claw nail tips I got from Temu, but I found the exact same ones on Amazon. So, like, look at this. These are insane. These literally turn your nails into talons. So these ones are half cover tips. So I am going to be using them with poly gel today, and I'm so excited for it that I'm going to be doing both hands. I'm a little worried about being able to like go about my life and do things with these tips, but I really want to go like all the way and have claws on all of my hands. And then I think afterwards, maybe I'll upload like a part 2 to this video where I'll do like a 24-hour vlog, you know, trying to wear these claw nails. But yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm so excited. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? So I'm gonna start by just sizing all of these out. So they should go like that. I feel like it's been a really long time since I tried like a crazy kind of weird nail shape. I think the craziest nail shape I've tried is probably duck nails, but I am literally so excited for this. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm gonna feel like a magical cat fairy or something. I want these nails to transform me into like a magical fairy cat woman, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be using a peel off base coat or anything like that. These are going on and they're staying on, at least until I film my next video. Okay, I've got them all sized out, and now I'm going to take my acid-free tip primer from Poway, and I'm just going to prep that part of the tip that's going to be adhering to my nail, just to make sure that it sticks on really well to the gel and everything like that, especially because we're probably going to be doing some filing and stuff, and I don't want any of the tips popping off. One thing that I noticed about these tips right off the bat is that the larger sizes are longer than the shorter sizes, so the tips get shorter as you go down in size. And honestly, that's like one of my biggest pet peeves about any nail tips. I hate when they get smaller in size. I don't know why. I feel like most tips are like that, but I just feel like I want my nails to all be the same length. Obviously, the thumb size is going to be wider than the pinky size, but like I feel like they should be the same length. Am I the only one that gets really annoyed by that? Or like, what is the reasoning behind it? Because I feel like natural nails all tend to grow at the same length anyway, so I don't know. It's just, it bothers me. All the tips are prepped and ready to go on now. Usually I would rough up my natural nails, but since I just applied my protective hard gel layer that I always keep on my nails, because I like to always keep a layer of gel on my nails to prevent overfiling my natural nail since I change out my nail sets so often. Since I just applied it, and gel should easily stick onto gel, and gel is what I'm going to be adhering the tips with, I'm going to skip buffing my hard gel layer today, and I'm just going to give it a good wipe with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure that it's nice and clean and there's no oils or dirt or anything like that on there, so that the gel will adhere really well. Usually I like to rough it up just because, I don't know, I feel like subconsciously it's gonna help with the adhesion. And if you are working directly on top of your natural nail, then you would want to rough it up a little bit before you go in with any nail product. Feeling a little extra anxious to get these nail tips on because I'm really excited, so we're just gonna skip that. So to put the tips on, I'm just going to use any old nail glue gel. I like to use this one just because it's pretty thin and I don't like to use it to put on full cover tips, but it's perfect for half cover tips and stuff like that. If there's any left. Yep. There seems to be some left. Grab out my gooseneck lamp. I'm gonna start by putting the tips only on my left hand first before I like go in with the tips on both hands, because I want to make sure that I can actually do nail art and stuff with these tips on. Those are actually really easy to put on, surprisingly. Let's see. I don't know, just like holding different things in my hands, I don't feel like they're going to interfere with the way that I can work with my hands and stuff. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put them on my other hand right now as well. I was thinking of doing like one hand at a time, but I think I just like doing them all together. So I'll be back with claws on this hand as well. Oh my goodness. These are actually so fun. So there they are all on. And before I do any filing or anything like that, I do want to put a top coat underneath all of them like I would usually do with any nail tips. So before I put the top coat underneath, I am just going to prep the undersides with the primer really quick just so that I don't get any of the top coat peeling. I don't get the top coat peeling very often, even if I don't prep the undersides, but sometimes I do. So lately I've just been trying to put the primer on the underside to prevent any of the peeling. Especially because these ones I am planning to keep the tips a bit transparent. And then I'm just going to go in with the non-wipe top coat under all of them after they've been prepped, which is going to help them stay clean because it gets rid of any stickiness so the dust won't magnetize to the underside of your nails and look super dirty and crusty. And I like making sure to do this step before I do any filing because this way the dust from the filing isn't going to get stuck to the nail glue gel that is underneath the tips. Okay, so now that I've got all of the undersides top coated, I'm going to take out my e-file equipped with my little mini mandrel bit, and I'm going to do just a little bit of filing to kind of like make the tip look more flesh with the rest of my nail bed because I'm actually going to be applying a powder and doing some other nail art decoration stuff before I even go in with any poly gel. So I definitely want like the transition between the tip and my nail bed to be a lot smoother than it is right now to put some powder on. And now I'm going to take my buffer and I'm going to rough up the entire tip as well. And now I'm going to take my handheld just wooden file and I'm going to file the edges of the tips like I usually would to make sure that they're straight with my actual nail. But at the same time, I'm going to file the tips of these claws a little bit just because I would prefer if the tip of the claw didn't curve down past my actual like nail bed. I think that'll just make them a lot more manageable and like more comfortable, and they still look like claws for sure. Those filed so well. It literally looks like my natural nail. And I feel like the clawness of them looks even better now. I was worried that if I filed the sides and stuff that it would ruin the claw curvature of it, but they still look so good. I guess let me tell you a little bit about what I have in mind. So here's some stuff that I brought out to decorate these nails. Basically, I want these nails to look like magical fairy kitten claws, if that's a thing. Whatever, it's a thing now. So Aurora-y, I just want there to be a lot of pretty multicolor reflections in them. And I think I'm going to keep the ends of them a bit clear. And then basically the poly gel that I'm going to build them with, which I will also show you in a second, is going to be a bit transparent so that you'll be able to see all of these different reflections through. These are the poly gels that I picked out. These three are pretty transparent transparent with these two having glitter in them. And then Wispy White is basically like a bluish tinted milky white color. So I'm kind of planning on doing it where down by the nail bed area, it starts off with the wisp of white color and then kind of ombres into just the clear jelly glittery tip. You know, if you actually look at cat nails, they're pretty transparent almost, but you can see like the vein inside them. It tends to be a bit more opaque in that area. That's basically kind of what I want it to look like. Obviously, they're not going to look like super realistic cat claws, but I want them to have that vibe to them, if you know what I mean. So let's do it, shall we? So I don't know if I'm actually going to use all of this stuff. I kind of just got it all out. So I took out these like Aurora mermaid nail powder set. I like this like mesh stuff. It also has like an Aurora shine to it, but then it also has that texture on it, which might make it look a little bit more like natural. I got out just some regular clear Aurora foil, and then also these like strips of foil, which I don't think I'm going to end up using today, but they would be a lot easier to use than the foil because you don't have to individually cut little pieces out. And this type of stuff tends to be really hard to cut with scissors. So I think I'm going to start by putting an Aurora powder base on all of them. But in order to put a powder, we need to put a top coat on these. So before I put a top coat, I'm actually going to go in with a layer of base gel just to make sure that everything is smoothed out and all of the little cracks and scratches from the filing get filled in, because I'd like the powder application to be really smooth. Okay, so now that all of the base coat is on there and fully cured, I'm actually just gonna go straight in with the top coat now, because I'm not going to be applying any color or like gel polish right now. I just want to add the Aurora powder, and Aurora powder must be applied on a non-wipe top coat. And then actually, before I put the chrome powder on, I think I'm going to cut out some little strips of this mesh stuff. I think I'll use this color, and I'll just use the same one for all of them. Since it's a pretty like clear, transparent color, I think it will work well for all of them. I'm doing this before I put the chrome powder on because I don't want to be struggling to cut pieces of it and like get the chrome powder all scratched up. I feel like this stuff is a little hard to cut because it's really like flimsy and wiggly, so it just wants to wiggle everywhere. They don't need to be perfect because there's going to be a lot going on these nails, so I'm sure if it's not like the perfect cutout, you're not really going to notice. But yeah, now that I've got all of those cut out and ready to go, I'm going to go in with my Aurora powder. I love this one because it has like a purple and green reflect to it. It's so pretty. Of course, everything will be linked down below in my description box as usual. That is so pretty. I cannot believe I haven't used this yet. It's like magical. There's like purple on this side and green on this side. So pretty. And now that I'm looking at it, the reflection of this powder perfectly matches the reflection of the little Aurora foil that I just cut out. This is going to be so pretty. This Aurora powder is so insanely beautiful. I need more of this stuff like right away. Okay, and now to seal in the powder, I'm going to go in with another layer of base gel because don't forget, I am building these up with poly gel after I do all of this. So although they look really pretty just like this, except they have absolutely like no structure at all, but I feel like the curvature of them naturally makes them a bit stronger than if you were just to have like a straight nail tip. Okay, but then before I cure the base, this is what I'm going to stick this little fabric on with. Oh, and I cut this one not short enough. It's really hard to lay this thing down flat, so I wonder, oh yeah, using a jelly stamper. I think that's gonna be the way to go. If I can hold it down with the jelly stamper, I think that will be perfect. Okay, actually what I think I'm gonna do, because this is like pretty difficult to stick down all the way, I'm actually just gonna give it a flash cure just like this on my nail, just so that it'll stay in place while I try to stick down the sides, because it's really frustrating when it keeps sliding around so easily. And now I'm gonna go in with like a little bit more base coat back here on the sides, just so that hopefully we can get it to lay down a bit flatter. And I'm going to take out my gooseneck lamp, and now I'm going to use my jelly stamper. Squish it on there and cure it. It does look a tad bit crinkly, but that's okay. I think that's pretty good. So I'm just going to quickly do the same for all the rest of them now. I want this set to kind of be cohesive all the way through, so there's gonna be a lot of like doing the same thing on every single nail, just sped up, because I want to keep this set looking more cohesive so that it actually looks like real claws, because you know, like an actual cat, their claws aren't gonna be like all different colors. Actually, can cats' claws be different colors? I might be wrong about that, because maybe if it's like a calico cat or something, the claws would be different colors. That sounds like it could be possible. Also, instead of putting the base gel over the entire nail like I did for the first one, I'm starting by just putting it on the little piece of fabric, and then I flash cure that onto my nail, and then I go in with base gel over the entire thing, and I use a little rubber stamper to mold it onto the nail as I flash cure it. Why is it that I can never do that without literally just like ripping my stamper? So sad. Okay, so quite a bit has happened. So after I laid the fabric flat onto the nail, I went back in with another layer of base gel, and then I took my buffer and my e-file and I tried to file it so that it was a bit more smooth, because there was just a bunch of wrinkles in it everywhere and it was bothering me a little bit, and there was like parts of the fabric hanging off the edges and everything, and I just wanted it to look more smooth. And then after I did that, I added another layer of base gel. So honestly, at this point you could probably just get away with the nails like this and be fine, but I do want to build them up with poly gel because I think they'll look a lot better like that and be a lot stronger also. I also went ahead and did the exact same thing on my right hand as well, but my left hand is looking a lot better than my right hand, which is obvious because I got to use my dominant hand to do my left hand, and I did my right hand with my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand. So yeah, it's looking kind of bad. Like I definitely filed too much in some places, especially on the thumb over here, but I think once we put the poly gel on and everything, it really won't matter that much. So let's get into the poly gel, shall we? So like I said, I want to start with the wisp of white down by my cuticle area. That's what it looks like. Because the way I'm going to do these, I'm going to build most of the product up on the nail bed area and really taper it out towards the tip. I also want to like build the nail up so that there's a lot more structure back here at the nail bed so that not so much pressure is put on my nail when I do things with the tips. So yeah. So I'm going to be using some isopropyl alcohol as my slip solution as usual. And for my brush, I'm just going to be using this little square brush. I like it for polygel because it's pretty firm and I feel like it makes it easier to push around the product. Also, oh my goodness, so look at how cool these nails are looking. I really want to make sure that you can still see that effect after we go in with the polygel. Okay, so I'm going to start by squeezing out the polygel towards the cuticle area, like so. And then with my brush dipped in the isopropyl alcohol, I'm just going to start patting it around to build up the nail. I really don't use polygel very often, but honestly, it's kind of starting to grow on me now. I just want to make sure that I keep it away from the very tip of the nail because I want the very tip of the nail to stay transparent. Another thing I'm learning about my polygel process is I always have a lot easier of a time if I flash cure as I go. So I'm going to flash cure this white polygel bead in place, and then I'm going to go in with more down by the nail bed area because I ended up removing a lot of the product just as I was like sculpting it out. Okay, so I think I've built up the back of the nail enough. And can you see the difference between like these ones without polygel and this one? This one looks so much more like a nail, or like a claw, excuse me. Hopefully it's gonna look even more like a claw once I add the polygel to the end and then we do all the shaping and everything with our file. I was planning on using like a glittery color for the end, but I actually decided that I like how it looks just like this. So I'm gonna go in with clear polygel at the end of the nail instead. And I kind of do still want this set to be a bit more glittery, so I'm thinking at the end I'm probably gonna end up going in with like a glittery gel polish on top of everything. I just want to make sure that you can still see the Aurora through the tip of the nail, and I feel like if I add a polygel with color, it's just not going to be as noticeable, especially if the colored polygel has glitter in it, which most of them do, or at least most of mine do. This clear polygel is so much stickier than the white one though. It's a bit hard to work with. Okay, I fully cured that, so I'm just gonna wipe the sticky layer off of it so that it doesn't drive me absolutely nuts. And I don't know if I'm completely happy with the shape of that, but again, I am going to be filing it, so yeah. Now, just to repeat that exact same thing 9 more times. It's fine, it's fine, it's relaxing. I'm just gonna, you know, sip my coffee, watch a K-drama, and enjoy the polygel, and just try not to think too much about the time. Because yeah, sometimes doing your own nails, especially when you're doing something kind of crazy, takes forever. It takes literally forever. It takes me like 10 hours sometimes. But it's okay. Like the minute that the set is finished, I totally forget about all the time that it took and how impatient I felt the whole time. But I'm also trying to work on feeling less impatient while I'm working on my nails, because I do tend to start feeling really restless when I'm doing my nails and it's taking a long time. And sometimes I don't like to split it into 2 different days because I know I should probably split it into 2 different sittings, but sometimes I just don't like to do that. But I've been trying to just enjoy myself more while I'm doing it and not get so stressed. So recently I started watching a K-drama. I've actually never watched K-dramas before, but I found this one on Amazon Prime Video called Marry My Husband, and it's so good. I've been absolutely obsessed with it, and I've discovered a love for K-dramas that I never understood before. I remember like in high school, a lot of my friends and girls I knew used to watch K-dramas, and I just never understood the hype, but now watching it being 22, I love them so much. So at least that's the way I feel about this one that I'm watching right now. So definitely let me know if you have any favorite K-dramas that I should watch, because I'll definitely be looking for more to watch. But yeah, anytime that I am just working on really repetitive stuff and you guys are seeing time lapses, usually I'm just watching videos on my tablet or my phone. So like usually it'll be YouTube videos, but recently I've been really into K-drama. So yeah. Also, let me know what you guys like to do while you're doing your nails, because I'd really love to hear what you do while you're doing your nails. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas of things to watch and do or listen to. Oh my goodness, these took absolutely forever. And they're not even finished yet because I have a butt ton of filing to do. But they're looking so good. They look so much more like claws now. Ooh! Yes, I can't wait to top coat them. So let's get filing, shall we? These are unlike any nail shape that I've ever had on before, but I feel like honestly, it's feeling a lot more comfortable than I would have ever expected it to. So let me know if you guys would like me to do like a 24-hour day in the life with cat claw nails or something like that. I probably will film it tomorrow because it's nighttime now and I'm gonna finish these nails before I go to bed, and then tomorrow I'll wake up and probably start filming that video. But a lot of the times I film vlogs and then decide that I don't want to post them. So if you guys let me know that you would like to see that video, it will definitely help me to get it edited and posted and not chicken out of posting it, because sometimes I get in my own head and think that nobody will like the video. So definitely do let me know if you guys would like to see a vlog of just like a day in the life with these nails. And it could be a good video for me to just give tips in general about doing daily things while wearing longer nails, because I know I get asked a lot how I just like go through life with longer nails. And since these are kind of a fun shape, I think it would be fun. I'm so thankful that I used polygel to sculpt these, because filing is so much easier with polygel than with acrylic. Oh my goodness. So the filing is going really well. So I'm just going to finish it up with my handheld wooden file really quick. Make sure everything is nice and sharp and smooth. I want to make sure that they really look like curved and sharp, but I don't want them to actually be sharp because I don't want to hurt myself or my cats or my dog or my boyfriend or anyone. They're all filed, and if you just saw them like this, you may be tricked into thinking that they are just some extra long almond, but there's more yet to them. Anyway, I'm not completely sure if I'm going to leave them just like this and top coat them, or if I want to do an extra little glittery pizzazz near the cuticle area and ombre it a little bit. Oh my goodness, look how nice these look filed. So good. Okay, I'm just gonna start with a base coat. I'm really hoping that it doesn't look really bad, because I don't know, I feel like it was filing a little bit weird. So I feel like clear polygel was definitely really bubbly. Like there's a lot of bubbles in it. It's a little foggy and it definitely yellowed a bit too, which I'm not really a fan of. So I definitely need a better clear polygel for sure. I just haven't actually bought any polygel recently, but next time I buy polygel, I'm going to try Long Hair Pretty Nails Evie's Patty Gel. Ooh, imagine if this was just like the top coat. I think that would actually look really cool because I feel like it looks almost natural. How like usually animal nails, they are transparent towards the end. Yeah, I think I am going to just keep these like this for now because I really like how like natural they look in a really unnatural way. Not that this would ever be natural for a human, but you know what I mean. Either way, I am going to put the base coat on all of them before I put the top coat on because I want to make sure that any of the little divots from filing and scratches and stuff on the nail are filled in and the surface is nice and smooth. And by the way, the base coat that I am using is HEMA free and I would link it, except it's not actually available on the market right now. I am kind of doing product testing for a really good family friend's business that they are starting. So yeah, all of the gels are HEMA free and I'm really excited. These are looking so cool now. Oh, these are looking so good. So now I'm just going to go straight in with my non-wipe glossy top coat, which this one is also another one that is not available yet because I am testing it. I'm just really excited to test it like on my actual nails so that I can like wear test it and such. Honestly, I feel like the yellowing of the clear polygel might have worked a little bit in my favor because I feel like it makes it look even more like natural, like a real animal nails. I feel like nothing's nails is actually like white or clear. I feel like there's always a little bit of like some sort of yellowish tint. Okay, I just quickly want to show you guys the difference between when the underbellies are top coated and when they're kind of crusty, because the underbellies did get super crusty as I was doing my nails, so putting the polygel and everything got really sticky, so I did have to re-prep and top coat the underbellies. But so these ones are the ones that I already re-top coated, and these ones on the right are the ones that I haven't yet, and I feel like the ones on the left that do have the underbellies top coated look so much less cloudy and so much prettier than the ones on the right, which are still super crusty underneath. So yeah, anyway, so I'm just going to clean these ones up now. I'm just going to like spray them with isopropyl alcohol, scrub a dub dub, try to get as much of the dust and dirt out as possible. The Aurora tips are going to look so pretty out in the sunlight, and honestly it added like 3 hours to the entire process, probably 3.5 if I'm gonna be honest, with all of the layers that it took. And it's now 3 a.m. and I started these nails at 2 p.m. So yeah, this set definitely took a long time, but I think that it was totally worth it because these are making me feel like a mythical creature. Like, oh, it just makes me feel so excited and wonderful, and I love them so much. Anyway, cuties, that is the end of this video though. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up before you leave. It helps me out so much and I really appreciate it. Let me know how you feel about these claw nails, if you would ever wear them, and also if there's any other strange nail shapes that you would like me to try out in the future, because I'm always looking out for new ones to try. But yeah, I hope that you guys are having the most amazing day, night, week, life. Sleep well if you're going to sleep, cutie. I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Mwah.